We're in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, at a beautiful place called Strawberry Park Hot Springs, and let's just say your girl's in heaven. I just got out of the hot springs. I'm feeling like $1,000,000, so I just wanted to share some of this vibrant energy and maybe do a little story time. Kind of obsessed with water. I'm a water baby. I just feel good around it and in it, and just, yeah, all kinds. It doesn't have to be like hot springs. It's just, you know, taking a bath at night is just pure bliss for someone like me. I don't know why that is, but I think it's just a human thing, to be honest. So yes, water has been on my mind quite a lot, and I was thinking back to a really monumental time when I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Emoto. Now, for those of you who don't know, he is basically a scientist who discovered how water particles activate and react to different types of brainwave states and thoughts, and basically energetic patterns. So everything that we think and feel, he discovered affects water. So long story short, I met him a few years ago, back when I was doing, I used to be a vegetarian chef. I used to make food for a spiritual retreat center. And one day I walked into work, and lo and behold, Dr. Emoto, of all people, is sitting there waiting to be fed. And I made him some food, and afterwards, after he was done, I went and spoke with him for a few minutes. So Dr. Emoto actually came to the retreat center to do some research on some of the wells that were on the property. Unfortunately, he passed, and we no longer have his presence here on this earth, but his work that he left is monumental, and it spoke volumes to a lot of people that were trying to understand what this relationship was. You know, this kind of symbiosis, this really synergetic connection that we have with water. It's like a lot of us were trying to put it into words, but Dr. Emoto actually put it into scientific evidence for us, which is, you know, that's great. So since I met him, I kind of went into my own realms of doing my own research and just wanting to completely go and submerge myself in all types of different life water forms, like oceans and lakes and hot springs, and it's just been an incredible journey. Water has been my teacher, my healer, one of the greatest presences in my life, and it's us, it's who we are, it's beautiful. Something else that kind of came about today while I was submerged in the hot springs, I actually forgot my camera, and I was thinking to myself, God, you know, like, why didn't I bring my camera? I could have shown you guys how beautiful it was in there. But Spirit was like, no, this is just for you. Like, you really need to focus and go really deep within. So as I was soaking and kind of feeling the devas and the nature spirits and listening to all of the beauty around me, and after a while, I felt like I was being called to go into the cold water where absolutely no one is. It's actually ice cold. It's not just like a cold pool where you cool off. It's actually, I think they said it's near freezing. They make it that cold. All I know is nobody was in there, and I was being called to go in there. And I'm like, oh, great, you know. So I get out of the hot pool, and I go in there, and I'm kind of accustomed to cold water therapy. I actually made a video a long time ago about cold water soaking, and it is a lot about the mind and what you believe about temperature and whatnot, and what your focus is. So I kind of was able to tweak that and turn my mind off and go into the cold, icy waters, and I realized that I was actually getting more of an activation in the cold water than I was in the hot water, and it just kind of showed me that I need to be flexible in what I think healing waters are. It's not just going to be the expensive hot springs in California, you know, it could be something like some icy lake somewhere that heals you on the deepest soul level. So I'm kind of understanding this and realizing that water is hypersensitive to us, and we kind of have to explore different versions of water beings and water forms and waterways and find what resonates most with us. I mean, not everyone's like a beach person. Not everyone is a creek person. You know what I mean? But if you're like me, you're like everything is good. But I don't know. It's good to just immerse yourself in whatever water you feel drawn to. It's such a cool part of our journey that we get to do that. Speaking of water, looks like a little monsoon's heading our way. We've got just the most beautiful summer bouquet display of wildflowers here, and Opie enjoys it. So anyway, just gonna leave you on those thoughts. We're about to get out of here, on to our next destination. So we'll catch up next time. Until my next video. Mwah. Peace.